Jesus agrees to go to Jairus' home to go and perform the miracle, but then there is a delay because somebody else comes into the picture, the woman who was sick for 12 years. And I want us to put ourselves in the shoes of Jairus. You have come to the doctor with an emergency case. The doctor says, yeah, this case is emergency. Right away, we need to handle this case. But yet, somebody else comes. Yes, she's sick. She has an issue. But the doctor ignores your emergency case and starts attending to this other case. This woman was sick for 12 years. And if you compare with this other girl who was dying, actually you can say, in one sense, she could have waited. Or else, we are not trying to, belittle her suffering and her pain. But the fact is that she has lived with this for 12 years. But on the other hand, we have a small girl who is almost dying. Why does Jesus take time to handle something which can wait and ignore an emergency case? And on the other side, look at it this way. The emergency case belongs to somebody who is significant in the community. This is the pastor. This is the spiritual leader. This is the man of God who has been serving God. And his daughter is almost dying. The other side, we have an insignificant woman, even without a name. Look at Mark, Matthew, and Luke. Nobody even knows her name. But at least for this leader of synagogue, they record his name. He was called Jairus. He was a big man. He was significant. His name was known. But yet Jesus is not moved by the significance of the person asking for help. Jesus is not moved by the urgency or the emergency of the case. But Jesus stops and takes time to minister to this woman who had suffered for 12 years, irrespective the fact that her case could wait. She was used to that. She was insignificant. What does this mean? Jesus did not neglect the needs of an insignificant woman to impress the influential religious leader. And this is a big lesson, especially to us Christians. Many times I have met people and believers who have this attitude that because I believe in Jesus, I am the son of the Most High God. I give my tithe. I am the pastor. I am the worship leader. I am the one who have given all the money to build this church. God should listen to my case. Or God should handle my cases as emergency. And even I've had people pray such prayers like, God, you cannot allow this to happen to me. Let me tell you, we cannot dictate how God works. This woman who had suffered 12 years maybe was not even going to church because she was unclean. She was not a spiritual leader. And in those days, actually, women were discriminated. The ladder was that men are on top, then we have women, then children, and then animals. She was, in those days, the context was that women were looked down upon. But Jesus stopped to meet her need. Sometimes we come and you feel that you are the most insignificant person, even in the church. And sometimes you feel like if God comes, the people that he will start meeting their needs, maybe it's the pastor there, and maybe those who sing, or those who attend prayers, the prayer warriors, maybe those are the ones that God is busy with. But I want to encourage you tonight that God is for all of us. God will take care of the needs of the spiritual people or the significant people, but at the same time, he will not neglect even those who are insignificant in terms of society. And also this thing which can also teach us another lesson is that, sometimes we think or we come to God and we make prayers of emergency. God, if you don't save me right now, I am dying. God, if you don't make a way right now, my visa is running out and I don't have another option. I have come to the end of myself. And sometimes you put God in a box and you tell him, if you don't act within the next 7 hours, I am dead. Look at my daughter. And I believe it's human to make those prayers. And most probably this is what Jairus was feeling. When Jesus stopped, I'm sure he was like, what's wrong with this guy? Doesn't he understand, the seriousness of the matter? There's a girl that is dying. And he's acting like he's even standing and asking people, who touched me? Who touched me? And he can see people pressed all around him. What is wrong with this guy? Sometimes we approach God with that because we have these feelings like the world is coming to an end. You see, the corona is now rising again. People are dying. The floods are here. Wars are here and everything. The world is coming to an end. Oh, God, you need to do something. God, you need to do something. But sometimes God is not moved by the urgency of our need because God has his own timing. The song that we sang when we were beginning, it was, in his time, he makes all things beautiful. Yes, this daughter or this girl actually died. And maybe people will blame Jesus and say, if you could have come quickly, this girl could have not died. And the similar case, if you read the book of John, chapter 11, when the sisters of Lazarus sent a word to Jesus that your friend is sick, Jesus took 4 days before he came. And one of the sisters of Lazarus actually met Jesus at the gate at the time that he came, and he said, Master, if you had been here earlier, then our brother could have not died. So there is sometimes an urgency of delay that Jesus delays until the situation becomes worse or deteriorates. And sometimes we go through life, you feel like that. God has delayed. Why is God not coming through for me? I am missing out. And maybe by the time God gives me a breakthrough, some things will be out of question. Remember Sarah and Abraham. God promised them a son. And they waited and waited and waited, and God delayed in their eyes. And even the time that, those angels came and they were saying, in a time like this next year, you will have a son. Actually, Sarah was laughing and was saying, look at me, an old woman. And even my master, my husband, he doesn't even know. He has no pleasure anymore. That meaning, they were past the, childbearing age. They didn't even have the capacity to make a child. But remember, in his time, he makes all things beautiful. So when God delays, it doesn't mean God has denied. It doesn't mean God does not have a plan. God is on the way and is coming.